Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and we are a national publication and we are everywhere. So you guys go pick up our most recent copy at any Books A Million store. Well, a Books A Million store near you. We are on the shelves. And we're so excited. I want to shout out Mr. John Blassingame for all that he does for Black Link Magazine and for connecting us to Dr. Kim McNair. It's so amazing. Dr. Kim, welcome to Black Link Magazine.
Glad to be here.
Yay.
I hope I'm all right.
You look fine. Okay. You are all right. This is just a conversation between two beautiful Black queens, and we're just gonna do that. We just
awesome.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell the world a little bit about what you do, who you are, all that good stuff.
All right. Well, I am Dr. Kim McNair, but you can call me Kim. Kim McNair is fine. I am the first. I'm a mother. Yes. I am a daughter. I'm a sister, and I am a child of God. That is first and foremost. That is who I am and who I represent. But I am the CEO of KMP, Kim McNair Productions. 30 years, 30 plus years now. I celebrated 30 years in 2021. So I started in 91. And it's an event planning and marketing firm that services small to mid-sized businesses, corporations, faith-based organizations, corporate foundations, just a plethora of those who are in the corporate space. I am the founder of BWEP, Business Women Empowerment Project, which is my nonprofit organizations. Yes, Business Women Empowerment Project. And it's all about helping women who are in business, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, connect to resources to help grow their business, their brand, and themselves. So that's something, my nonprofit I started in 2015. But in the midst of that, what had me roll into that was doing a conference. In 2013, I started a conference called Women on Move. I said, you know what? I got to get people together. I need them to come into one space to be able to get the tools and everything they need to do to grow their business. They need to hear from these women who are sitting up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to I said, look, I need you to come. I need you to give me an hour, 2 hours to come into this room on this platform and give these women the secret sauce. And I tell the women that come, you better raise your hand. You better ask some questions. You better, when they get off the stage, you better go over there, get some notes, get appointments, something, because otherwise, you're going to still, you have to be a voice. A lot of times we get into those spaces and we don't want to ask. You better ask the dumb question, because the dumb question may be the right question. So I started doing that conference. So this September, and I want to say it before I forget, I'll be celebrating 10 years. It's been a decade. I've been doing it 10 years, the Women on the Move Summit. And I can't wait. I'm really excited about that. And in the meantime, and in between time, again, being an advocate for women in business, I said, now we're trying to get exposure. We're trying to get out here. I come from the entertainment industry from years ago. So how can I put together something, a show, an opportunity? So a friend of mine who came to the summit, he works in TV, and he was like, Kim, this could be a show. You could do this. And we got together, got to that whiteboard, girl, and pulled it together and put together the Women on the Move Live TV show, 4 seasons right here in Metro Atlanta. It aired in Tennessee, South Carolina, and I think we might have touched a little bit of Alabama, but however, I was in 50,000 homes every week. Loved it. It was great. 4 seasons. Ion Television carried me most of the way, and then I ended up on Atlanta 57 television here. But it was a great ride. It was really good. Of course, stopping right before the pandemic, because technology started to change. Things were, because how expensive and how it gets written out of studio to do what I was doing, right? Not that I didn't have the support, but again, you have to understand when you're growing and as a person in business, you got to look at everything. And if it's not working, it's not that you can't go back. You've done it. You were there, but you have to shift, and you got to know when you have your peaks and your valley moments. And so, I decided to let me go ahead and finish out, bow down gracefully. I did 4 years. now let me explore what else God has for me to do.
Right.
And it's been great. So that's what I do. So every day, pretty much when I'm in the office, is KMP work. Right now I'm starting to work on the summit, getting that ready because this is 10 years. I got to do a little more.
Yeah.
And twice a year, twice a year, 2 months out of the year. In 2020, during the pandemic, I said, you know what? These babies need some help.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down, I said, well, how can we create a leadership academy for high school girls only? I was a girl. I know what I went through. I said, and I feel like I can connect and really dive in with these young ladies at the time where they got to make a decision. Mm-hmm. Am I going to go to college? Am I going to go to the military? Do I have to go to work? Maybe trade school? And in the society that we live in now, a lot of kids, they see that, they look at the numbers. They can't go to college. Some of them, they want to go, they're trying to figure it out, but some have to help mom out. Look, it's just me and you. This mm-hmm. all we got. Rent is through the roof. You need to get a job and help me out. It's like, oh my gosh. And that's real talk. Yeah. So it's like trying to help these young ladies develop into being women in leadership, no matter which way you go. I want you to pursue trying to finish this journey. And as you go on, at least you will have some tools. At least you'll have some guidance. We do leadership skills, life skill, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, technology. You need to have all this arsenal in your bag. That's so right. When you go ahead to do what you got to do, you can think back, oh, wait a minute. I remember, oh no, I know this. Oh, I got this. So that's been so gratifying for me. It's just been humbling to be able to do it. I currently have 6 young ladies in college, 2 at HBCU. Yeah. Done my program. I am just so crazy excited about that. So we just finished the winter session and I do a summer session. I just do 2 months out of the year, every Saturday for 2 months. And that's my give back. And we have a good time together.
Kudos to you. Kudos to all the success that you've had. And you said something, you said shift, right? Sometimes you have to know when to shift. People look at that as failure. You're like, oh, I got to quit now. No, it's just this chapter has ended. What else do I need to do now? What else can I do? So I like that.
Absolutely. No, you're right, though, because you do have to shift. A lot of people, they get stuck and they just holding on to this one thing. And God has so much more in store for you. Ooh. He tells you, I'm gonna give you an abundance. I'm gonna give you life. Your cup is gonna run over. It ain't gonna run over. You stay at the bottom of the cup. But come on now, you got to come on.
Yeah, and he said, you take a step. I got you. If you make that.
When I move, you move. Just
that's it. And then you said something also. You said something about there are no dumb questions, right? You tell them to get in there, raise your hand, answer the question. Some people, and I've been guilty of this, so I'm glad that you're saying that, will be in a space where they want to ask the question and they think, oh, that's a dumb question, or I'm gonna look crazy. And somebody else will ask that question and they'll be like, absolutely, that was a good, right. I should have asked that question. So I love the message that don't be afraid to ask the question. If you don't know, you won't know unless you ask. So I also like that.
You can't be fear. I did a little post and I said, these are 3 words that describe me. And there's probably a whole lot more, but I put in there fearless, because you can't have fear, in being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. You got to do it without fear. God says, don't fear man. You ain't fearing none of that. You fear me. No fear. I can't fear. I'm doing it fearless. You know what I'm saying? That is so important.
It's important. And the worst that could happen is they could say no. And then that should just motivate you. If that didn't work, or if you're asking somebody for something for your business, or you're trying to grow and it's not happening, it's okay. Do not quit. Do not give up. I love that. You also, earlier on, you were a model. And you modeled for quite a while. And I want to know what impact did modeling have on your journey to where you are today?
Oh, a very big impact, because through the craft of modeling, it helped me to learn about confidence, building confidence, to be able to stand in front of a crowd, to be able to stand up there, hold my head up high and pull my shoulders back, right? It allowed me to do all those things. So I didn't have the fear. When you talked about the nose, oh my gosh, did I learn that back then? Oh no, you're not the one. No, you don't fit the part. Okay, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Take your comp card and you go on to the next thing. All of that. But then You got to keep going. That your agents tell you, you got to keep going. You got to go on those go seats. You got to go on those auditions, because eventually something's going to pop off. Eventually it's going to be like, wow, oh my God. And then it's like, whoa. So if I had given up, if you give up so soon, if you don't keep going, you're not going to get it. You're going to be like, you're never going to get to that point. So right. Even if I was listening to, oh gosh, it was a podcast, and it was a bunch of men, sportsmen, and they're talking, and they asked the guy, you know, what would you tell someone that aspires to be you, or to be where you are? He said,
wow.
I would tell them to go as high as they can, right? Just think about and strive as high as you think that I am, and push more, and even go further, because you know, we get to a point and we don't think we can go there. You can go there. When I was, like I said, when I was modeling, and helped me to get through those things, and I did some pageantry stuff, you know, pageants at a young age. And I was in a pageant. My mom took me to the place, and we get there, and there's nobody that looks like me. I'm like, okay, that's okay. Mm-hmm. And I get in there and I do my thing. And my mother, she's just being supportive. She had no idea, thinking I was coming out of there with anything. And for me to come home with congeniality, wow. And, you know, the best dress, she was like, oh, shoot, wait a minute, my baby, she got something going on here. She had no idea, you know, and, you know, she just said, this is something my baby want to do. We paid the $25 registration. I'm going to take it to this, you know, to do this preliminary pageant that's going to lead to the bigger thing, and let her go. There was no fear. Those girls, for one, they was curious. They loved, you know, they were all on me, but it was okay, because it just helped me to know that I can roll with y'all too. Yeah. So, you know, being a brown, black, you know, a black girl, period, you know, a dark skin. Yes. I had to overcome a lot of things. Yes. I was teased, you know, I had to go through, you blackie, tar baby. Oh, you need, you know, I went through all of that, but I had a mother and I had a grandmother. Yes. My grandmother instilled a lot of things in me. And she said, you are beautiful. You look in that mirror. You are a beautiful young lady. You know, your smile, look how you smile. Oh my gosh. My grandmother put a lot of fire inside of me. So when I had to go out there and do what I had to do, I had all that arsenal. I keep saying that inside of me, in my bag, to be able to like, well, nope, I'm good. I got this. All right. Because I went on the go see. I said this. I was going on these go sees. I was trying to do some fit modeling, you know, the kind of in between stuff. Right. I was going. They said, nope, you're not the right size, because the fit model's got to be a certain size. That's what they're fitting the clothes that they're getting ready to make it. Right. I just couldn't get it. Do you know, I'm busting my butt, got myself down to a size. Yeah. I go on, and they said, that joker said, well, you're too small. I said, that's it.
One thing.
Oh, this is you're too small. Oh my God, I killed myself trying to be. I said, that's it. I'm done. I ain't supposed to be no fit model. Let me keep going. The modeling entertainment industry gave me confidence and helped me to know how no doesn't mean no, it's just not yet. And I was able to continue to press on and do the things that I do now. And it helps me a lot, you know.
You talked about, you know, kind of growing up and being teased or whatever, for your color or whatever. And that used to be, you know, a thing, like, you know, it was about pretty hair and light skin and all that. What was it that you can remember? What is one thing that you can share that you went through that inspired you to empower women, empower young ladies? Like, what was it that said, this is what I need to be doing? I know, you know, God created us to do a lot of things, like you said, and some people are still trying to find their way, you know, or whatever. But what was that one thing that prompted you and said, that's my lane, that's what I'm supposed to be doing?
When I started, I'll say when I left the New York, New Jersey area to come down south, right, and I saw that there wasn't a lot of things that I was used to. Right. Okay, right, like big city, right, and I went into a store, whatever it was, and I was handing I was paying for something, right. And I was giving the person my money, and instead of them giving me my money, my change in my hand, they put it on the counter because they didn't want to put it in my hand. I said, oh, okay. I got that. I figured this part out. Okay. And so when I was able to see that so many people felt as though they had a limit, And I couldn't understand why aren't you? Why couldn't you? Okay, I gotta show these, my community, women, men, business owners. I gotta show them that yes, you can. You can do all these things. God gives us everything we need. Everything we need, we already have. And you can do this. And so what really pushed me to really be where I am now is I remember going into a country club at a golf course, a prominent golf course in Orlando. Tiger Woods has played a whole lot of all them other ones. Mm-hmm. And I said I wanted to rent it out to do something called the old school groove, an old school summer groove. I wanted to do something for people that were, I think I said 25 and up, 30 and up, something, an evening where we can come out amongst ourselves as adults, right, and have a good time and not deal with the younger, with all the riffraff. Right. But it's got to be classy. I want people to dress. Right. I want them to come there. This is not that kind of thing. And so I went in there and just like somebody would rent it out for a wedding, right, or anything else. So I went in there, I talked to them. They kind of was like drilling. I said, well, look, I can get you, I got references. I can get you whatever you need. So, money talk, that's it. So I was there. They said, well, we have a guarantee on food. I said, no problem. I gave my deposit. I went and picked out some light bites, some hors d'oeuvre stuff that I could have in there. And then I started promoting it. And this guy, a man, came up to me and said, how did you do that? What did you have to do that? And I'm like, what did I have to do that? Oh, I think, like how you get that, it's like, how you could have did it too. You just didn't think you could walk up in there and do it. Right. You didn't think you could do it. It's a venue. Yes, they have golf tournaments, but they rent those things out for weddings too. And that it was like, oh no, I see now what I got to play. I was like, I'm ready now. I'm ready now. And it just got me fired up to be able to allow the community to see you can do these things. Mm-hmm. So when it came to women, it was like they're limiting themselves in business. They need help. I needed help. I started with $500 and a drink. When I moved to Orlando, I was coming out of divorce. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? I know what I was used to and what I could do. It's like, how am I gonna get this done? I got some little babies here. I got to feed them. I got to figure this out. And so I did what I knew how to do. I knew how to model. So I went and took $500 and put on a ballroom in Orlando and said, I'm doing a fashion show. I went out there and I put out some flyers. I was going to the club, the community center, to church. Okay, I'm doing the ground, baby. I'm like, I'm gonna get me some models, and I got everybody together at a community center. And I said to them, I said, look, if you will come here for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and I will train you, I will show you how to walk. I'm gonna get the clothes, I'm gonna get makeup. I said, but I want to do a runway show. I want to buy dancing, and they about your hair. Everybody's hair gonna be pulled back in the bun. It was like, really? They had never heard of that. I said, no, I do runway, baby. So it ain't about it's about the clothes. Right. And when I was able to teach them, and then I said, okay, one thing, you got to have the babies. People want to see their kids on stage, right? Yeah. So I'm getting a few little people, but putting together that show and booking this ballroom, and then having it was too small. Because by the time we got started, the models started getting excited when I started saying who was coming, because John Blasingame, we love John. Yes. Some vendors, he got me some people to come in from Miami because it was Orlando. I called people I knew with clothes from back home. I said, y'all know y'all want to come to sunny Florida. Y'all better get on down here. They was like, yeah, we're going to bring some clothes. I had somebody ship the clothes, FedEx or UPS, and I picked the clothes up, and then they came in, and we hooked, let me tell you.
That was amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. That room, I couldn't even fit nobody. We made the cover of the weekly, weekly magazine, not the major paper, not the major, but the weekly paper.
That was a big deal.
Wow. And I was like, is this what I'm supposed to do, Lord? And so I waited about maybe almost a year, and I did it again. So I started doing that once a year, and it just grew. And one year I went to this party, and I said, I'm going to go because I'm a networker. And I was taught at a young age, taught in the industry that I grew up in, which was you got to network to get that network. Don't nobody know you here.
That's fact.
So I had to go network. So I'm going to this celebrity party. I'm going to go. Wesley Snipes going to be there. I said, somebody going to be there. I'm going to take my business card because I wasn't going. I said, no, my mom said, you should go. I said, I'm going to go and see who in this room. And I went, and I said, well, let me get ready to go. I saw a few people. I said, let me go because ain't really nothing happening. I ain't trying to sleep. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm here for something for real.
Right.
something said, and now, of course, being who I am now, there's something with the Holy Spirit saying, go over there and just say happy birthday. I said, let me walk my little self over to the VIP. And I said, how you doing, Mr. Stein? I just wanted to come over and say happy birthday. That joker would let my hand go. I said, oh, no. Not gonna be that. And it wasn't gonna be, we ain't gonna have that kind of party up in here. And he said he wouldn't let my hand go. And he said, you know, you are a beautiful. I was like, okay, man, beautiful black girl. He's like, thank you. I said, thank you. And I said, well, you know, I do shows, and I say everything I do is a production. I do shows, I have a production company, here's my card. And I left. By that Tuesday, Wesley Snipes called my phone and said, could I meet him for lunch at the Olive Garden? And he wanted to meet with me to talk about something he was thinking about doing in reference to a school of the arts or something with production at the time. And, you know, he wasn't trying to holler at me. I'm not here. We talked for hours. We talked about how we laughed about being teased for being dark skinned. He said, Kim, you ain't gonna believe this guy. The teacher said, draw a picture of somebody. This dude took a piece of paper and went like this. He just drew this circle. Said, this Wesley. I said, oh, I got a better one. We just had fun.
That's nice.
He said, you know, I'll be coming back to shoot this movie called Passenger 57. I said, really? He said, all right. He said, so I said, you know, he said, I'll hit you up. You don't think nobody.
Yeah.
Came back to town, said, come on down to the set. Then he called me again and said, Kim, can you get some of your models together? I said, why? What's going on? He said, there's not enough of us on this and we need some of them in the picture. Do you know he had the producers meet me? I had to get a clubhouse. He had them jokers come to the clubhouse and they picked 4 of my models to be in Passenger 57.
Wow.
And that was it's just the power and connection. And if I didn't take that step and do that, so, you know, being a part of that, and, you know, he had me come. I said, I don't have time. He said, nope, you got to come. You got to come. So I'm in Passenger 57. I'm like, you know what? And then they made me an established shot. I'm like, you know what? So we going to fight. We really going to get it. You know, so he was there shooting the movie and hanging out. Yeah, but he was just saying, sis, let me just, you know, and then I had to do a show. And I think I think the movie hadn't wrapped yet because I went to the wrap party and I was in the midst of doing one of my annual shows. And this is what this is really what blew the roof off for me. He showed up at the fashion show. It made the cover of the Orlando Sentinel. That's it. They said, oh shoot, who that girl? Who is she?
Doctor. Right now. Had you not, but here's the perfect story. If you don't open your mouth, a closed mouth cannot get fed. Nope. I always say you got to get out and network. I don't care if it's 50 people, 20 people. Go meet somebody and and give your cards away. Say something. People say, oh, your cards, you're still getting cards. I still have business cards.
Yes, I do. I got some over here. I mean, I do.
You have to. You never know.
Look, I got a whole stack over here. Although I got my little other thing, but you have to have them. But the thing that matter is, it wasn't that it was about writing a check. It did a whole lot more.
Yes.
Exposure alone. So from doing that, I was able to now say it was a celebrity fashion show. So I did it I did my shows for every year up until I moved here. And I had one show. John came down. I had 1,000 people at a fashion show. And I was like, I can't believe it. And the players start coming, and you know, because it was like they want to see the pretty girls, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, magic players would come, and you know, so I always looked at. So as a planner, you go through the schedule. I want to make sure I'm having it on a Sunday where ain't no game. They home. Right. Make sure this ain't going on that.
Strategically.
Right. You guys strategically lay that out when you get ready to plan and put something together. So from that to doing what I do now, I don't do fashion shows now. You know, like I said, I do these, but from what I learned, boots on the ground, people like, I don't know if you know who Marvin Webster is, and Walter Latham, who did Kings and Queens of Comedy. These are men that took me under their wing to teach and show me how you do marketing and promotion. They weren't trying to get with me. They saw something in me to say, let me help her. And they showed me how to do radio buys, how you need to negotiate. So a lot of promoters, a lot of events that came into Orlando, I was hired to do their local marketing and the things that they needed, and they knew. And then when Marvin and I did a play and it sold out, he was like, we all, you know, that all you got is that no, you get that one, that was it. Man,
I'm telling you, it's a trickle effect. It's a trickle effect. Yeah, especially if you carry yourself in the way like you're supposed to carry yourself. And so, listen, kudos to you for everything that you've done.
It's all of him.
It's all God. And that's what I say. Everything we do around here, we put God first. We tap into our higher power first. And then we go for it. And then people wonder why. It's because of God. It wasn't nothing. It's not about me. It's all about him.
So we have to be obedient. And I tell women, I said this at my last conference, I said, obedience is success. If you're obedient, if you're following, if you're in the will of God, He's going to give you all the success. It ain't all what you think it is. Just follow him, follow his lead. You ain't got to be out here. You ain't got to be no whole. He know who you are. No, we're not pushing it on anybody, but we know what we have to do in our space. And at our time, and then we go on and do what we need to do. And I'm a humble person. No, I don't. I dress professionally, like you said. It's how you carry yourself. I'm not going out here. They know. Men know. Certain people know. I try to talk. My friend was like, Kim, you need to do a session or something on how to dress for success or whatever, because I had an event and I asked this girl, I said, okay, I'm looking for some volunteers. She said, okay, yeah, Miss Kim, I can volunteer. And she showed up in some capris. I said, oh no, baby, I'm sorry. I said, you're not dressed properly. She said, what's wrong? You said business casual. I said, I looked at this girl. I said, business? What she got? Business? What? She got the casual. She ain't get the business.
She didn't get that part.
Not coming here no capris and no shirt and sweat. No, baby.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Do you know who's speaking? Magic Johnson gonna be on this stage.
Right.
So I had to tell her she had to go home. So it was a corporate, because it was a corporate, it was a fundraiser. But a presentation is everything. And I learned that again, going back from my modeling days, knowing, how, you got couture, you have different levels of modeling, but knowing how to carry yourself. So all of that helped me to be who I am, to be able to teach these young girls what I know, teach women in business the things that I know, that don't be afraid. You got to trust and believe in him. You got to have enough faith, because this is a faith walk. If you fucking scared, go get you a 9-to-5. You can't. And you got to be ready for those valley moments. And those valley moments are just storms that God is trying to see, to strengthen you, to try to see if you really in this, because he already knows. So he's, I'm going to throw something in the way and see if she playing, if she for real.
I love you. You are on fire. I appreciate the gems that you dropped. I mean,
I hope so.
Before we get out of here, please tell people how they can reach you on social media sites if you're there, and how they can reach you.
Oh, yes, you can reach me. Okay, so on Instagram, gotta do better. I need some followers, y'all. What's your followers? Look, I got thousands. I mean, they real.
That's okay.
Look, they real, they ain't purchased.
Right.
That's the thing, right? I mean,
that's what matters. Yeah.
Right. So on Instagram, Kim.McNair.productions, Dr._Kim McNair. And then, of course, I have one from a nonprofit, which is BWEP Inc. That's all on Instagram. And on Facebook, Kim McNair, is Dr. Kim McNair on Facebook, and then Kim McNair Productions on Facebook as well. And then BWEP, I have 2 pages. I got the regular Business Women Empowerment Project, and then BWP Leadership Academy for high school girls is the other one. So have all those platforms there. Lord have mercy. And I came off of Twitter. Should I go back? That man came.
I came off Twitter too, and I haven't been back yet. So what you think we should do?
I don't know. I haven't missed it.
I haven't missed it. I'm fine where I'm at. So.
I haven't missed it. I think I don't hear a lot of. I mean, I still hear people, but he got to messed everything up. I said, let me.
I just backed off.
Yeah, I'm not a TikToker yet. I know a lot of people do TikTok.
I try a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not gonna stand up here and dance the whole time, but they say it's good for teachings and stuff like that. So we'll see. They fighting right now in Washington.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait to see how because they're gonna make some changes.
Yeah.
And all, but it was truly a pleasure sitting here with you. I thank you for this opportunity to be a part of your magazine and what you're doing. And I just, pray plenty blessings and God will just continue to help this to.
I'm thankful for you just taking the time to talk to me. I thank Mr. Blasingame for connecting us, and I can't wait. Maybe we cross paths soon. And so thank you. You guys go out and follow Dr. Kim McNair. It's just always a pleasure to see our Black women thriving and really loving what they do, because some of us have to go to 9 to 5 and like, why do we have to be here? But when you find what you love to do and you take that chance and it works, then it's always good to see that. So thank you for being here. We look forward to having you in the magazine. Well, you guys, we're gonna get out of here for now, but remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.